Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome back. So guys, if you remember in our previous sessions, we have seen how exactly we are creating a get method on particular API endpoints. And as part of the today's lecture, I just want to show you how can we use this get method along with the JUnit 5 runner class. Okay, what are all the various methods that you have in your JUnit 5 runner class, how the execution is gonna happen, what are all the various steps involved in that, everything I'm gonna explain you with a few examples here. So what I'm doing right now is for my get, if you see the documentation that I have shared you in the previous lecture, we have seen get on the open weather API, and for now I'm just taking this dummy rest API examples.com, where I want to get the bunch of employees information basically using a get. Okay, so let us see few insights about the get before starting it. Ideally, we know that this get is used, right? Ideally, we know that this get is used to get some information from the server. So if at all there is any existing information from the server, if I want to retrieve that existing information from the server, I will be using this particular get. Right, I'm gonna use this particular get in order to get the existing information from the server. And certain situation like I want to read a specific user information, in such situations also I can use this particular get. So there's a get is precisely used to retrieve some information, and based on that I can do a comparison also. Okay, perfect. Whenever we are using this get endpoint, right, you no need to specify any request body. The reason is here you are trying to retrieve the information that it is present in your application server. So which means I just want the all the employees information. I want a particular employee details. So depending on that particular chunk, you no need to pass on any specific request body from your end. Whenever you are dealing with this particular get, only the request URL followed by the validation code, whatever you want to deal with it, needs to be specified. So what I'm doing right now means, if you see this particular dummy REST API, here it is having a URL. Let me copy this particular URL. See, basically this is saying that the method that you need to use is a get, and the response that you are getting is gonna be a JSON response, and this description, it's gonna get all the employee details. And if you look at the details, basically this is the response that you will be getting from that particular API. Okay, this is the result. So what I'm doing is, in the previous scenario I used in directly I hit the get endpoint on a browser. Right now I'm hitting this endpoint on a Postman. So if you remember, in the previous sessions I told you how to create an account in a Postman. So upon creating an account in the Postman, just paste your application URL, specify the desired method. I just want to go with a get itself. I'm not specifying any other parameters. I'm just leaving the body and everything, and hit this particular send button. As and when you hit the send button, if you see, we are getting a response body. Along with it, we are getting the response code here. Okay, perfect. So this is the response body, and this is the response code that we got from that particular application. What I am doing right now is, let's go back to our Eclipse editor. Within the Eclipse editor, we have created this particular code base, right? The latest code base in a previous sessions. So what I am doing means com.api.automation, in which I'm creating a new feature file. So here I'm choosing a file here, and I'm naming it as get requests dot a feature. Okay, I'm choosing a get request dot a feature. Delete all the content from this feature file. I don't want to use any of this contents. Delete. Give a meaningful name here. Feature verify get request endpoints. Get request on a various endpoints. Just I'm considering in this particular way. Okay, the get request on a various endpoints. Now I'm creating a scenario within that. So scenario. So what I'm gonna do this particular scenario, what we are verifying, if you see this particular details, what exactly this one is, this contains get all the employees information. So to get all employees information. So we are using this one. Okay, in additional way, I can say that the results is in a JSON format. So in JSON format, I'm just using this particular chunk. Okay. Now, what we need to do, okay, we have specified this one. We know that the various keywords that we have are given, when, then. All the three keywords we need to use. In the given, we need to specify the URL. So here, let me type a given and the URL. What is the significance of this URL? This URL is a karate keyword. We know that the URL is a karate keyword using which you are gonna specify your endpoint URL. Whatever the endpoint URL is there, you are gonna specify that. So the endpoint URL, I can copy it from my Postman for my reference, and I'm just updating it here in the URL. Okay, so here given is a jerkin keyword and this URL is a karate keyword, and this is the value that you are passing here. So which means that open this particular or establish a connection with this particular one. Okay, that's fine. After specifying the URL, if you see this documentation that you have created, we need to specify when followed by the desired API method. So when the method that I'm gonna use is a get, right? So when, so here method is a keyword followed by a get. So this method is again a karate keyword, and of course this get is also a karate keyword. This method will tells that particular feature that what kind of an operation I want to perform. Get, put, post, delete, all these things, even a patch also. And then after this one, so with these two lines, your karate is interacting with that particular API. It is gonna get some response. So that's the reason what I'm gonna do right now is then, okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is then I just wanna verify the status. So the status is 200. Okay, I just want to retrieve the status. So basically status is a keyword which is used to compare the response code. See, basically this is the response code that we are passing in. After hitting this particular API, it will check whether the same response we got it, the response code we got it from the server or not. It will do a comparison. Okay, it will do a comparison. Perfect. This is the way how exactly we can create a feature file. Perfectly all right. Upon creating a feature file, the next and a most important thing is we need to schedule your runner class, right? You need to create your runner class. That's the key thing, right? We need to create our runner class. So what I'm gonna do right now is let me create a new Java class. Okay, let me create a new Java class, and in which with the help of what runner that we have added, see, basically we have a given karate JUnit 5. So with the help of this JUnit 5, let us create a runner class. Within the same package where we have a feature file, I'm creating a new Java class, test, okay, test runner. I'm just giving it as a generic name, test runner. Okay, perfect. After creating this particular one, we need to create a test. So that's the reason at the rate test public void test, or else execute a script, anything might be. So public void test. So in this particular test, so from where you need to import it, we have added karate JUnit 5 on the pom.xml. So I need to import this karate JUnit 5. Okay, I need to import this particular karate JUnit file instance. And now in karate, we have karate class basically. Within this particular class, there is a run method. Okay, there is a run method. If you have a look into this particular one, this is a run method basically. For this run method, you are passing a string. You can pass either a string here, or you can pass on the file name also. So here what I am doing right now is I'm just passing my feature file name. So guest request. So for a safe zone, right? I'm doing a rename, and I'm just specifying my feature file name. Whichever the feature file name is there, I'm just specifying my feature file name directly here. Okay, get request. After that, okay, we need to. So what exactly it's gonna happen right now? There's a karate run method will try to run this particular feature file, but this run method don't know the exact location of this particular feature file. That's the reason with the help of this relative to method, we are gonna specify, okay, with the help of this relative to method, we are gonna specify the feature file location. For this relative method, okay, for this relative to method, the get class method is there. Okay, this get class is coming from the object class, and in the runtime it will return the current class. Okay, whenever you are executing this get class will return this current class instance. I will show you with a practical example so that you guys can better understand this particular stuff. So now what I'm gonna do right now, so the get request dot a feature, so it's already there and it has a one scenario in it. Directly I have a configured everything. Let me try to run first of all, and then in a debugging mode I will show you what exactly we are getting from the get class and what exactly we are getting from the relative class. I will show you with an example. So as and when I triggered my execution here, right click, run as a JUnit test. See, basically, it's not executing anything. The reason here is this test should be of a karate type, and this test should return this particular karate chunk. Okay, perfectly all right. Now, when I run my test script as a JUnit test right now, it will execute this. See, basically, it's interacting with that particular API and it's trying to perform that particular operation. Okay, it's trying to perform that particular operation, and it's showing that no method. See here on the right hand side, step definition, no step definition found for the method status 200. So I think in my feature file the spelling for this one is wrong. It should be status, right? Instead of S as a typo it entered as a D. That's the reason my script got a fail. Now when I run my test script as a JUnit test at this time, it executes and it will, retrieve the output, and it printed that. Okay, perfect. So what exactly it's stating? Status code was a 429 and expected response was a 200. That's fine. So that's not a big deal. Basically, whenever we are working with the public APIs, right, you will be getting this kind of an issues. Still, that's fine. Okay, I'm just rerunning that particular piece of code again. I haven't done any changes. Okay, I haven't done any changes here. And instead of this URL, even what I can do is, let me try to give, okay, um, libby.com. Okay, for a reference, let me change this URL to libby.com and let me run this program and see whether it is executing or still it is failing. If it is executing successfully, then the issue is with the endpoint that you have used. If it is passed means, okay, if it is still failed means the issue is with the program. But if you see right now the execution was successful, which means that there is an issue with the URL. So as of now, I just kept it as a libby.com URL. Okay, perfectly all right. In the test runner, I just want to see the relative to definition. If you go back into this relative to, basically it's retrieving this class path. Okay, this is getting this particular path. For a reference, what I'm doing means I'm adding a debug pointer here, and of course let's try to debug this particular class. Debug as a JUnit test. This time I'm trying to perform this debug operation. So here, if you see, in the run method, okay, in the run method it's passing the feature file path where in which we are getting a get request. That's fine. And if you move further, it should go to this relative location, relative particular method. And if you see this mouse over on the relative to, it has a class path com.api slash automation. See, basically this is what the current package is, com.api automation. This is what the package is. Okay, this is what the package is. And if you mouse over on this particular, okay, if you mouse over here, it's getting the current class location. See, basically I told you in the runner we are using this particular get class, and this get class instance is retrieving the current class in the runtime, com.api automation.test runner. So in the relative to, what exactly we are getting? We are getting this particular class path instance. Perfectly all right. Good enough. It ran successfully and it executed successfully. Instead of this particular one, what additionally I can do is I can return karate dot run, where in which I can directly specify my file like this. So here, using the class path whichever it is returning dot a feature, till that particular feature file I can specify that a complete information here, guys. Okay, whichever the things that it is there, till that a feature file I can specify that a complete information. Even when I run it, it's gonna run the complete information. Either you can use in this particular way or in this particular way, whichever is comfortable for you, you can go with it and you can create your runner class and you can execute your test scripts. Okay, perfectly all right. That's all I have for today. See you again in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.